हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, please accept my humble obeisances at your lotus feet. Vansha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Anantakuti Vaishnavavrinda ki jai. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. तस्यारविन्दनयनस्य पदारविन्द किञ्जल्कमिश्रतुलसी मकरन्दवायुः अन्तर्गतस्वविवरेण चकार तेषाम् संक्षोभमक्षरजुषामपि चित्ततन्वो नेह यत्कर्मधर्माय न विरागाय कल्पते न तीर्थपदसेवायै जीवन्नपि मृतो हि सः प्रसङ्गमजरं पाशम् आत्मन कवयो विदु स एव साधुषु कृतो मोक्षद्वारम् अपावृतम् तितिक्षव कारुणिका सुहृदः सर्वदेहिनाम् अजातशत्रवः शान्ता साधवः साधुभूषणाः सतां प्रसङ्गान् मम वीर्यसंविदो भवन्ति हृत्कर्णरसायना कथा तज्जोषणादाशपवर्गवर्त्मनि श्रद्धारतिर्भक्तिरनुक्रमिष्यति हासं हरेरवनताखिललोकतीव्र शोकाश्रुसागरविशोषणमत्युदारम् सम्मोहनाय रचितं निजमाययास्य भ्रूमण्डलं मुनिकृते मकरध्वजस्व मद्गुणश्रुतिमात्रेण मयि सर्वगुहाशये मनोगतिरविच्छिन्ना यथा गङ्गां सौम्बुधौ लक्षणं भक्तियोगस्य निर्गुणस्य युदारितम् अहैतुक्यव्यवहिता या भक्ति पुरुषोत्तमे सालोक्यसारष्टिसामीप्य सारूप्यैकत्वमप्युत दीयमानं न गृह्णन्ति विनामत्सेवनं जना यन्नामधेय श्रवणानुकीर्तनात् यत्प्रवलनाद् यत्स्मरणादपि क्वचित् स्वादोऽपि सद्य सवनाय कल्पते कुतः पुनस्ते भगवन्नुदर्शनात् अहो बत श्व पचतो गरीयान् यज्जिह्वाग्रे वर्तते नाम तुभ्यं ते पुस्तपस्ते जुहुवु सस्नुरार्या ब्रह्मानुचुर्नाम गृह्णन्ति ये ते हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, by the blessings of Shri Guru, Shri Hari, and the Vaishnavas, we are continuing our study of Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 27, entitled Understanding the Material Nature, Text 8. Bhagwan Shri Kapildev is giving instructions to his beloved mother, Srimati Devahuti Devi. Srimad Bhagavatam 3.27.8. यदृच्छयोपलब्धेन सन्तुष्टो मितभुन्मुनिः विविक्ता शरणा शान्तो मैत्र करुण आत्मवान. Translations and purports by our beloved, revered founder Acharya, His Divine Grace, Srila Abhay Charanarvinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation: Lord Shri Kapildev is instructing his mother. I have put a star here for the purport. So, this whole purport we'll be studying in detail. It's very important. So, translation first. Lord Kapildev is saying, for his income, a devotee should be satisfied with what he earns without great difficulty. Devotee should not eat more than what is necessary. Devotee should live in a secluded place and always thoughtful, peaceful, friendly, compassionate, and Atmavan, self-realized. So Lord Kapil Dev is giving us instructions for our benefit, ultimate benefit. And many important points are spoken in this verse, and Srila Prabhupada very mercifully in the purport explains it word by word. So first, everyone in the purport, Srila Prabhupada writes, everyone who has accepted a material body must maintain the necessities of the body by acting or earning some livelihood. To live in this material world, we need food, we need clothing, we need a house, and all this requires money. And to earn money, we have to have some livelihood, some means. Livelihood means means to acquire money. A devotee should only work for such income as is absolutely necessary. Devotee should be satisfied always with such income and should not endeavor to earn more and more simply to accumulate the unnecessary. Hare Krishna. Very important instructions for all of us that we should not be greedy for money. What our requirement is, accordingly we should earn and we should be satisfied. We should not over endeavor to accumulate more and more money. Further down, Srila Prabhupada explains the first word in this verse, Yadrichya. Yadrichya means that every living entity has a predestined happiness and distress in his present body. This is called the law of karma. It is not possible that simply by endeavors to accumulate more money, a person will be able to do so. Yadrichaya means without difficulty. Yadrichaya means all of us have some predestined karma, some karma that we have done. The results of that karma are predestined in this lifetime. It's called prarabdha. According to prarabdha, we are all entitled to certain amount of happiness and certain amount of distress, which we cannot avoid. In reality, everyone is earning and acquiring according to his predestined karma. So we are earning, we are acquiring, we are losing according to our karma. According to Srimad Bhagavatam's conclusion, we are sometimes faced with dangerous or miserable conditions without endeavoring for them. And similarly, we may have prosperous conditions without endeavoring for them. Just like happiness comes of its own accord, similarly, distress comes of its own accord. Just as distress comes of its own accord without us trying for distress, similarly, happiness will also come. So, what are we supposed to do? we are advised to let these things come as predestined. We should engage our valuable time in practicing Krishna consciousness. So Srila Prabhupada says happiness and distress will come. Matra sparshastu kaunteya shitoshna sukha dukkhada. Just like the seasons keep changing, summer, winter, keep changing. Similarly, happiness and distress will also keep coming. Our job is to cultivate Krishna consciousness. That is our priority. Things will go on in this material life, but what is important is spiritual life. Further down, Srila Prabhupada writes, if by predestination, because of previous destiny, if by predestination one is put in a certain condition of life which is not very prosperous in comparison to another's position, one should not be disturbed. Oh, this person has got a higher salary. This person is making more money. We should not get disturbed. He should simply try to utilize his valuable time to advance in Krishna consciousness. Our job is to work sincerely, whatever is our duty, profession, but we should be satisfied with what we earn. We should not compare ourselves to others. A very poor man can execute Krishna consciousness as effectively as a very rich man. So, why material richness or material poverty is not very important in Krishna consciousness? Because Krishna consciousness does not depend on our net worth, on how much money we have. A poor person can practice Krishna consciousness, a rich person can practice Krishna consciousness. Srila Haridas Thakur had no money, and Maharaj Pratap Rudra had lots of money. Isn't it? Kolavaicha Sridhar had no money, and Buddhimanta Khan had a lot of money. Both were pure devotees. Pundarik Vidyanidhi had a lot of money. Shuklambar Brahmachari used to beg from door to door. But both were pure devotees. A very poor man can perform Krishna consciousness as effectively as a very rich man. One should therefore be very satisfied with our position as offered to us by God. Now, next paragraph, Srila Prabhupada continues. Another word used in this verse is mita bhuk. Look at the second line. Santushto, we should always be satisfied with what we have. And mita bhuk. Bhuk means to eat, and mita means less. Mita bhuk. Lord Kapil Dev advises us to be mita bhuk. Mita bhuk, this means that one should eat only as much as necessary to maintain the body and soul together. Lord Kapil Dev is advising us not to overeat. One should not be gluttonous to satisfy the tongue. Glutton is a person who overeats, just eats and eats and eats. That's called glutton. So, Srila Prabhupada advises us that we should not be gluttonous. Quoting Lord Kapil Dev. Couple of lines down, Srila Prabhupada has written, a devotee should eat only prasad, which is food offered to Krishna. We should only eat Krishna prasad. So Srila Prabhupada once said, we are neither non-vegetarians nor vegetarians. We are Krishnatarians. We eat only Krishna prasad. So Mita Bhuk has two aspects to it. One is we eat only Krishna prasad, and Krishna prasad also. Number two, we eat in limited quantity. We don't overeat. Atyahar, according to Srila Rupa Goswami, is bhakti vinashyati. It is harmful for our bhakti. Further down, 4 lines down, Srila Prabhupada writes, it is also recommended that the devotee should be Muni. Another advice given in this verse is Muni. Santushto mitabhuk Muni. Devotee should be Muni. Muni means thoughtful. Devotee should always think of Krishna and how to render better service to Krishna. That should be his only anxiety. As a materialist is always thoughtful about improving his material condition, a devotee's thoughts should always be engaged in improving his condition in Krishna consciousness. Therefore, he should be Muni. Machitta madgata prana bodhayanta parasparam. The thoughts of the devotees always delve in Krishna, dwell in Krishna. In the next paragraph, in the 4th line, Srila Prabhupada writes, A devotee should select a place of residence where everyone is interested in devotional service. Living in a place where people are not interested in Krishna consciousness, when people are opposed to Krishna consciousness, may be very um, unfavorable for bhakti, pratikul. It is always easier to be in a place where everyone is a devotee or there are a lot of devotees living there. We have devotee association. That is the reason why we live in places like Govardhaneko village or Vrindavan or Navadvip Mayapur Dham, because there are a lot of devotees there. We have plenty of devotee association, or people go and they live in NVCC, Pune. Why? Because nice community there. So many devotees are living together. Then Krishna consciousness is facilitated. Big, big festivals are there. So many services are there. You meet anybody in the elevator in the building, Hare Krishna, they have got Kanthi, Tilak. So it feels so good to be. Vrindavan is so nice. Everyone is Hare Krishna, Radhe Radhe. So Prabhupada is saying, and Lord Kapil Dev is being quoted here, that we should live alone, which means we should be asat sanga tyag. We should be away from asat sanga. Prabhupada says, generally, therefore, a devotee goes to a sacred place of pilgrimage where devotees live, like Vrindavan, Mayapur, Jagannath Puri. It is recommended that a devotee live in a place where there is no large number of non-devotees, ordinary people. It is very important to live in a secluded place. Vivikta Sharana. Vivikta Sharana means to live in a secluded place. Secluded means secluded from non-devotee association. Many times devotees in America, they notice that in India it is pretty good, but one problem going to India is the nuisance of relatives and neighbors who are non-devotees. They just come and they start talking about non-devotional things. They are always there and there is no privacy. Whereas in the Western world, in America especially, there is people give you your space. People give you your space. Now, that can be a positive thing and that can be a negative thing also. Negative for people who are not engaged in Krishna consciousness, that can lead to depression, loneliness. But for devotees who are serious about Krishna consciousness, that can be a blessing, that people don't bother. There are not many social engagements in America if you don't want them. You can become social here also. But generally for devotees, not many social engagements. You can chant your rounds at home. You can attend satsang. Weekends you go for Bhakti Vriksha temple. And you can peacefully practice your bhajan. So that is a good thing. So Prabhupada says, Vivikta Sharana means wherever we are, we should try that there is not too much thoroughfare in and out of non-devotees in our life. The next item is Shanta or peacefulness. Devotee should not be agitated. Brahmabhuta prasannatma na shochati na kamshati. A devotee should be shant. And the way to achieve shanti is to accept Krishna as our maintainer. Bhuktaram yagatapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram suridam sarvabhutanam nyatmamam shantim rachati. Krishna bhakta nishkam ataiva shanta. Bhukti mukti siddhi kami sakalai ashanta. So the way to become Shanta is to become serious in Krishna consciousness. यह शास्त्र विधि मुत्सृज्य वर्तते कामकारतः न स सिद्धिम अवाप्नोति न सुखम न पराम गति. On the other hand, if we give up the instructions of Shastra, we neglect Shastra Vidhi, then we cannot be happy. Ashantasya kuta sukham. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, if we are not Shanta, if we are not peaceful, how we can be happy? There cannot be happiness without peace. He should be satisfied with his natural income, yadrichaya, the first point. Eat only as much as he needs, mitabhuk, to keep his live in a secluded place, vivikta sharana, and always remain peaceful, shanta. Muktanam api siddhanam narayana parayana sudurlabha prashantatma. Koteshapi Mahamuni. Prashant. Prakrishta Rupena Shant. A devotee who is Narayana Parayana, completely surrendered to Krishna, can actually experience real Shanti, real peace. But if we are infested with, agitated with material desires, then how can there be peace? And without peace, there can be happiness. There cannot be any happiness. Srila Prabhupada writes this here. Look at the last sentence of the paragraph. Peace of mind is necessary for performing Krishna consciousness. We should remain peaceful, Shanta. Now, that is not all. We have more instructions in this verse from Bhagwan Kapiladev. The next item is Maitra, friendliness. A devotee should be friendly to everyone, but his intimate friendship should be with devotees only. Dear devotees, these are very important instructions. So let us pay attention. Srila Prabhupada is saying a devotee should be friendly to everyone, but intimate friendship, heart-to-heart friendship, should be only with devotees. With others, he should be official. These are Prabhupada's words. Hari bol. With others, he should be official. He may say, yes, sir. What you are saying is right. What you say is right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But he is not intimate with them. He doesn't share his heart with them, with non-devotees. So in the workplace, we can be cordial, we can be official, Prabhupada says. But with like-minded devotees, we have Gohyam Akhyati Prichhati. We have intimate heart-to-heart dealings. A devotee should, however, have compassion for persons who are innocent, who are neither atheistic nor very much advanced in spiritual realization. This is another aspect of Maitra. Maitri, friendliness. We show friendliness to the innocent, ignorant, Balisheshu, Kripa. We show our friendliness to them by showing Kripa. And Kripa means by preaching to them, by connecting them to Krishna. Why? Because they are not too atheistic, they are not blasphemers, and they are not very much advanced in spiritual life. So we can help them by sharing the Krishna consciousness that we have received. Why we share with them? Because they are not blasphemers. They are not too much atheist, Prabhupada says. Because if they are too much atheistic, they are too much blasphemers, we should not go to preach to them. It's a namaprad to preach the glories of the holy name to someone who is ashraddhavan. Shraddhavan labhate jnanam. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, है ना? Satyarupa Mataji? Shraddhavan labhate jnanam. Those who have Shraddha, they can receive the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. But if you don't have Shraddha, then they will not hear. So we should not waste our time speaking to them. And they may get agitated. They may blaspheme Krishna, blaspheme Shastra. So better to leave them alone. But if someone is ignorant, but innocent, not blasphemer, then we can go and preach to them. That is also part of our duty. So remember, Madhyamadhikari, 4 activities of Madhyamadhikari. Prema Maitri, Kripopeksha, Yaha Karoti, Samadhyama. In Srimad Bhagavatam it is said. Prem for Krishna, Maitri with the devotees, Prema Maitri Kripa. Kripa for the innocent ignorant, Balisheshu, Kripa. And those who are Vaishnav Nindak, those who are blasphemers, Upeksha. We avoid their association. These are the duties of a devotee. Next. So a devotee shows compassion towards others and instructs them as far as possible. We try to make them advance in Krishna consciousness as long as they are not too atheistic. A devotee, the last point is, a devotee is Atmavan. What is the meaning of the last word of this verse? Is Atmavan. Yadrichayo palabdhena santushto mitabhun munihi vivikta sharana shanto maitra karuna Atmavan. Karuna is to give them Krishna. Maitri is to have friendly relation with them. Karuna means to give them Krishna consciousness. And who do we give Krishna consciousness to? 2 criteria. They should not be too atheistic and they should not be blasphemers. If someone is not atheistic, too atheistic, someone is not too blasphemous, and they don't know about spiritual life, they are innocent but ignorant, then we can preach to them. That is Karuna. And with everyone, we should be Maitra. We should be friendly. With devotees, intimately friendly. With non-devotees, official. Hello, how are you? Have a good day. Like that. We don't open our heart. In the workplace, we deal with them, we interact with them, we liaise with them, we work cooperatively with them professionally. Prabhupada said we should be official with them. Official means professional. But with devotees who are like minded, we open our heart. So many amazing instructions how to deal with neighbors, co workers in the workplace, in general with people that we understand. How to deal with devotees and how to deal with innocent, ignorant people. They're ignorant about Krishna, but they're innocent. We do Karuna. Someone is blasphemous, offensive, atheistic, then we upeksha, we keep distance from them. And Atmavan. Atmavan means he should always remain in pure consciousness that he is a spirit soul in the second last sentence of the last paragraph. That is means we have to keep ourselves in the spiritual position. Atmavan. Always in consciousness that I am Krishna Das. Jivara Swarup hai Krishna Nitya Das. That is our sambandha with Krishna. Always remembering our relationship with Krishna. That I am an eternal part and parcel of Krishna. Mamayamsha Jiva Loka Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. That is Atmavan. Not thinking that I am this material body. Text 9. Sanubandhe cha dehesmin akurvan asad agraham jnanena drishta tatvena prakrite purushasya cha. One's seeing power should be increased through knowledge of spirit and matter. And one should not unnecessarily identify himself with the body and thus become attracted by bodily relationships. That asakti, that excessive attachment happens when we think I am the body. Srila Prabhupada writes a very nice, succinct purport. The conditioned souls are eager to identify with the body and consider that the body is myself and anything in relationship with the body or possessions of the body are mine. In Sanskrit, this is called ahamta and mamata. Aham, mamata. Janasya mohoyam, aham, mameti. I am this material body and those related to this body are mine. This is called false ego. Now, text 10. Nivritta buddhyavasthano दूरी भूतान्यदर्शनः उपलभ्यात्मनात्मानं चक्षुषे varkam atmadrik. One should be situated in the transcendental position beyond the stages of material consciousness. Buddhi avasthana, stages of material consciousness. Nivritta means transcended material consciousness. One should be situated in transcendental position beyond the stages of material consciousness and should be aloof from all other conceptions of life. What is one conception of life? I am this body. No. I am not this body. I am the mind. Subtle body. No, both are wrong. Atmavan. I am spiritual entity. So Prabhupada is telling us we should be situated in the spiritual identity. To become Krishna conscious, one has to become transcendental to these three stages of consciousness. There are three stages of consciousness. Thus, in the translation, thus realizing freedom from false ego, one should see his own self just as he sees the sun in the sky. Arkam, Eva Arkam means like the sun. This will be explained very nicely by Srila Prabhupada in the purport. So one should be situated in a transcendental position, in spiritual position, beyond material consciousness. And we have to be free from false ego. So what does this mean? Srila Prabhupada explains. So please listen to this purport, okay? Very nice. Srila Prabhupada says, consciousness acts in three stages. How many stages are there in consciousness? Three stages of consciousness. One is awake, like hopefully all of us are awake in the Bhagavatam class. So one stage is awake. Then there is dreaming. And then there is deep sleep. Jagran, Swapna, Susupti. Wakefulness, dream-like sleep state, and deep sleep where there are no dreams. There are three levels of consciousness: awake, dreaming, deep sleep. Jagran, swapna, susupti. When we are awake, consciousness acts in a particular way. When we are asleep, it acts in a different way. And when we are in deep sleep, consciousness acts still in another way. Now, to become Krishna conscious, one has to become transcendental to these three stages of consciousness. Our present consciousness should be freed from all perceptions of life other than Krishna consciousness. This is called Duri Bhutanya Darshana. Look at the second line of the verse. Duri Bhutanya Darshana. Which means that when one attains perfect Krishna consciousness, he does not see anything but Krishna. Now please listen carefully. In Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is said that the perfect devotee may see many movable and immovable objects, but in everything he sees Krishna and Krishna acting. What verse is this? Yes, Satyaru Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभुजी.
Yes.
स्थावर जंगम देखे नाही देखे तारो मूर्ति सर्वत्र होय निज इष्ट देव स्फूर्ति.
Very nice. Thavar Jangam dekhe. Thavar, non-moving. Jangam, moving. Thavar Jangam dekhe. He sees moving, non-moving things. Na dekhe Taramurti. He sees but doesn't see them as material things. Sarvatra hai nija Ishtadev Spurti. Everywhere he sees, this is Krishna. This is Krishna. This is Krishna energy. They will see water. Oh, Krishna is taste of water. They will see cloud. Oh, Krishna's color is like a cloud. They will see a white cloud. Oh, Balram's color is like a white cloud. They will see earth. Oh, earth is Krishna's energy. Everywhere they will remember Krishna. They will see a little pond. They will say this is Radha. It's just like Radha Kund or Sham Kund. Like that. They'll see a puddle. Oh, Radha Kund, Sham Kund were puddles when Mahaprabhu found them 500 years ago. Somehow they will connect everything with Krishna. That is the sign of advancement. So we have to judge ourselves like that. How many times in a day, in day-to-day activities, we are able to see Krishna? We are able to remember Krishna. Smartavya Sadatam Vishnu. Vismartavya Najatujit. In Brahma Samhita also, 5.38, it is stated that when one's eyes are smeared with love of Krishna, he sees Krishna outside and inside. Baher Narsimha Hridaye Narsimha. Baher means outside. Hridaya means inside. Which verse is this from Brahma Samhita? Eyes anointed with the salve of love. Yes, Kamala Gopika Mataji.
Premanjana Churitam Bhakti Vilochana.
Very
Santa
nice.
Sadevi.
Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena Santa Sadaiva Hridayeshu Vilokayanti Yam Shama Sundaramachintya Gunaswarupam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochana. The lochan, the eyes are smeared with the kajal. You know, kajal, mascara of prem. Prem, Anjana. Premanjana. Santa Sadaiva. That is the key word. Sadaiva means always. The Santa, the saintly devotees, Sadaiva, at all times they are seeing Krishna. Because their eyes at all times are filled with the salve of love. They have got eyes of love. With the eyes of love, you can see Krishna. Further down, Srila Prabhupada says, Chakshushevarkam. Chakshush means eyes. Chakshusha means eyes. Eva means as, and Arkam means sun. Chakshushevarkam. As we can see the sun without a doubt, one who is fully developed in Krishna consciousness sees Krishna, Krishna's energy, as clear as the sun. Hari Bol. How many of us would like to see Krishna as clear as the sun? Hari Bol. Someone says, oh, does Krishna really exist? Mukta Sangha Prabhu, I don't know. whether Krishna really exists or not. Bhaktivinoda will say, "Arey, it is like saying I don't believe in the sun." Srila Prabhupada was giving a class. The altar is there. Prabhupada is sitting, giving class, and suddenly a person stood up and said, "What is the proof that there is God? Swami, have you seen God?" Prabhupada said, "Yes, I am seeing Krishna even now, but you are standing in the way. Sit down so I can see Krishna on the altar." Prabhupada said like that. So a devotee sees Krishna all the time. Now, Srila Prabhupada says, by this vision, Chakshusharkam, Chakshushena, sorry, Chakshushevarkam. With this vision, one becomes Atmadrik. When the eyes are filled with love for Krishna, then we can see Krishna everywhere, and that is called Atmadrik. Drik means to see, Atma means the real self. We are able to see the real self when the heart becomes cleansed. Chetudarpana, Marjanam. Then we can see. In the last two sentences, Srila Prabhupada writes, one does not have to stop the activities of the senses, but the false ego of amta mamta, identifying with the material body, has to be removed. This false identification with matter has to be removed. Then the senses automatically become purified. Tat paratvena nirmalam. The senses become purified. And with purified senses, one can actually discharge devotional service. Rishikena Rishikesha Sevanam Bhakti Uchyate. So we have to give up the false ego and be established in true ego. True ego means I am a servant of Krishna. Jivara Swarup hai Krishna Nityadas. Text 11. Muktalingam sadabhasam asati pratipadyate sato bandhum asacchakshuhu sarvanusyutam advayam. A liberated soul realizes the absolute personality of Godhead, who is transcendental and who is manifest as a reflection even in the false ego. A liberated soul always is in realization of Krishna. Further in the translation, he is the support of the material cause. Who? Krishna. A liberated soul knows that Krishna is the support of the material cause and he enters into everything. He is absolute, one without a second, and he is the eyes of the illusory energy. Purport. A pure devotee can see the presence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead in everything materially manifested. Matsthani Sarvabhutani. Krishna is present everywhere. You can realize. Then, further down, word advayam means without a second, which is used in this verse, indicates that although the Supreme Personality of Godhead is represented in everything, Matsthani Sarvabhutani, including the atoms, Andantarastham, Paramanu Chayantarastham, he is not divided. Advayam. Vadanti the tattva vidas, tattvam yad jnanam advayam. Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavaniti, Shabdate. Krishna is advayam. He is not divided. His presence is there in everything. Aham sarvasya prabhava, mata sarvam pravartate. Krishna is present everything, in everything. Avyakta murtina. In Avyakta Murti, he is present everywhere as Shirodakshaya Vishnu. Now, text 12. Yatha jalastha abhasah sthala sthena vadrishyate swabhasena tatha suryo jalasthena divi sthitah. The presence of the Supreme Lord can be realized just as the sun is realized first as a reflection on water and again as a reflection on the wall of a room. Although the sun itself is situated in the sky, far away, high up. Now, Srila Prabhupada says the example given herewith is perfect. Srila Prabhupada says what Bhagavan Kapil Dev is giving example, the presence of the Supreme Lord, how it is realized here in the material world, the example given is perfect. The sun is situated in the sky, far, far away from the earth. But the sun's reflection can be seen in a pot of water. If you take a vessel, fill it with water, Imagine it is midday and the sun is shining bright in the sky. You keep the pot of water, the sunlight, the sun itself will be reflected in that pot of water. And then that reflection in the pot of water will throw light on the wall of the room, isn't it? Haven't you seen? Now, to give a contemporary context, Anuradha Leela Mataji, you see those skyscraper buildings that externally are made up of glass? Have you seen? Those tall buildings, externally they are made of glass, big buildings made of glass. In the daytime, when the sun is in the sky, it reflects on those buildings. And that reflection comes on the road. And when you look at that building and you see the reflection of sun in that building, it's so bright that you have to wear goggles or shades. It's so bright because so sun is here, it is shining on the building is illuminated, and that illumination is coming on the road and illuminating a third place. Now remember this analogy. The room is dark, the sun is far away in the sky, but the sun's reflection illuminates the water and then illuminates the room. A pure devotee can realize the presence of Krishna in everything by the reflection of his energy. Parasya Shaktir Vividheva. Krishna has many energies. So Krishna's energy, Krishna's expansion is the Vishnu, Karanadakshay Vishnu. And from there, all this Mahatattva material world is coming and it is set into motion by the glance of the Lord. And then this material energy also is Bhinna Prakriti Ashtada. It is also Krishna's separate energy. So in this way, reflection of the reflection of the reflection. So a devotee understands this principle and sees everything that earth is an expansion of Srimati Radharani. Bhu is Shakti of Krishna. Like that. A devotee sees Krishna's presence everywhere. And then verse number 13. Evam trivid ahankaro bhutendriya manomayehi swabhasair nena sadabhasena satyadrik. The self-realized soul is thus reflected first in the threefold ego and then in the body, senses, and mind. Now, in the purport, Srila Prabhupada explains what is Bhagavan Kapil Dev saying. The soul is thus reflected. Soul is pure. Self-realized soul is pure. It is reflected first in the ego and then in the body, senses, and mind. The conditioned soul thinks, I am this material body. All of us think that we are this material body. But a liberated soul thinks, no, I am not this material body. I am spirit soul. This I am is called ego. I am is called ego or identification of the self. I am this material body and everything in relationship to this material body is mine. This phone is mine. This chair is mine. This table is mine. That is mamata, mine. I am this body and mine. This is mine, that is mine. But when one is self-realized and thinks that he is an eternal servitor of the Lord, Jivera Swarupa Krishna Nityadas. Ami Tomar Nityadas, as Srila Prabhupada writes. That identification is called real ego. So there are two types of egos. False ego. False ego means I am this material body. And true ego means I am Krishna's servant. Everybody got it? How many types of ego are there? I am means ego. Everybody agrees? I am means ego, but this I am ego is of two types. True ego, false ego. प्रकृते क्रियमाणानि गुणै कर्माणि सर्वशः अहंकार इत्यम अहंकार विमूढ़ात्मा कर्ता अहम इति मन्यते. I am the doer. What ahankar is this? What ego is this? True ego or false ego? False ego. Karta aham iti is false ego. Aham hare tava padaika mula dasanudaso bhavita vibhuya manah smreta supater gunamste grini tava karma karotu kaya. Vritrasur Maharaj was saying, Aham. He begins his Chatushloki with Aham. Aham, I am. Hare tava padaika mula dasanu daso. I am the servant of your lotus feet, O Hari. What ego is this? True ego. So there are two types of ego. There is karta aham iti mannate, false ego, and there is aham hare tava padaika mula dasanu daso, the true ego. Jivara Swarupa Krishna Nityadas. One conception is in the darkness of the threefold qualities of material nature: goodness, passion, ignorance. This is, if we are under the influence of these three modes of material nature, our ego is false ego. And the other is pure state of goodness called Vishuddha Sattva or Vasudev. When we say that we give up our ego, this means that we give up our false ego, but real ego is always present. Is it okay? Once I was discussing with an atheist. This was when I was in medical school. I had just come to the process of Krishna consciousness, and I was having a discussion with an atheist. And he was saying, "Arey, everything is ahankar, everything is ahankar." I said, "Yes, but actually, we are servants of Krishna. I am a servant of Krishna." I am. Look. You just said I am. I am means wrong. I am means ego. And ego is wrong. So what? You are a devotee. You said I am. Real spiritual life means that I is gone. Nothing. There's nothing. I am nothing. You are nothing. So, this is Shunyavad. Nothing, zero. Or another is there is no me, you, no, we are all one. That is Mayavad. There is Nirvisheshavad. Mayavad means Nirvisheshavad. Everything is one. That is the some followers of the Mayavadi school, they say like that. The followers of Mayavadi school, a certain sect of impersonalists called Mayavadis, they say like that everything is one. I will become one with God. You are one. We are all one. We are all same. We are all one. That is Nirvisheshwad, where there is no variety of Prabhu and Das, master and servant. And then there are the Buddhists and the Jains. In their philosophy, ultimately everything is zero. That is Shunyavad. And Srila Prabhupada and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to save us from both these misconceptions. Mayavad, that we can become God, everything is one, and everything is zero. Binary numbers, wrong. This material world, internet, everything is computers, it's all based on binary numbers. And spiritual life teaches us that binary numbers are both wrong. Actually, the real truth is three. There is Jagdish, there is Jeev, and there is Jagat. Three. And the Jagat, material world, is working under Krishna because it is Krishna's energy. Bhumi raponalo vayu, kham mano buddhi revacha, ahankar itiyam me bhinna prakriti ashtata. And mayadhakshana prakriti suyatasa characharam. This world, material world, Jagat belongs to Krishna and therefore it is working under Krishna's guidance. Jeev, mamayamsha jiva loka jiva bhuta sanatan. Man mana bhava mad bhakto. Our swarup is to be eternally bhakta, devotee of Krishna. And Krishna is Mata Parataram Nanyat Kinchidasi Dhananjaya Mai Sarvamitam Protam Sutremani Gana Iva. And this we saw, if you go back to verse 11, first line of the purport. Go to verse 11, purport, first line. A pure devotee can see the presence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead in everything materially manifested. How that is? Sutra Mani Gana Iva. Krishna may not be visible in the material world, but a devotee understands and feels the presence of Krishna just like this Kanthimala. In the Kanthimala, how many of you can see the nylon thread? No. But can the Kanthimala stay like this without the nylon thread? So Krishna says, I am the sutra, I am the thread, that is holding this money. This whole world, I am the support, I am the basis. Even Brahmajyoti, Brahmanoi Pratishthanam. So similarly, Krishna's presence is felt by the devotee in that sense. They know that everything is being sustained by Krishna. Kavim Puranam Anushashataram. In the last paragraph, Srila Prabhupada says, Satyadrik. One can see everything as a reflection of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. A concrete example can be given in this connection. A conditioned soul sees a very beautiful rose. Now listen carefully. We are concluding with this now. A person sees a beautiful rose and he thinks it's a nice, fragrant flower and can be used for sense. I will put it in my hair. I put it in my hair like that. Or I will put it on my desk. A man may think I'll put it on my desk in a nice flower vase, a decoration. This is one kind of vision. But a devotee, a liberated soul, however, sees the same flower as a reflection of the Supreme Lord and thinks, oh, this beautiful flower is made possible by the superior energy of the Supreme Lord. Therefore, it belongs to Krishna and this flower should be utilized in Krishna's service. Hari Bol. Once my spiritual master, Srila Radhanath Swami Maharaj, was criticized for having the Pushya Abhishek or Pushpa Abhishek in Shri Shri Radha Gopinath Mandir. It happens in the Paush Mass, the Pushya Abhishek. And it is Pushpa Abhishek, it is with flowers. And 1 ton flowers were purchased, amounting to costing lakhs of rupees. Very expensive. 1 ton of flowers. And those flower petals were plucked and they were offered. And there were simple flowers like jhandu. There were local flowers like roses. And there were some very, very exotic flowers that were imported from Europe, America, like that. South America even. Very expensive flowers. Some exotic flowers were imported from Africa that grow only there. But nice fragrant flowers from all over the world were purchased. And 1 ton of flowers were used for doing Abhishek of Shri Shri Lalita Vishakha Radha Gopinath, Radha Gopi Janavallabh, Gaur Nitai, Giridhari Gopal, Shaligram Bhagwan. Like that it was done. And the criticism was, why waste so much money on flowers? Why waste so much money on flowers? And this is what Maharaj said, that all the flowers belong to Krishna. Those flowers that are growing in Africa, South America, Europe, America, those plants that are producing those flowers, those plants will get eternal benefit if their flowers are offered to Radha and Krishna, to Radha Gopinath. Because who do those flowers belong to? Do they belong to the desk of a CEO? Do they belong in the living room of a millionaire? No, they all belong to Krishna. Bhoktaram yajna tapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram. Krishna is the enjoyer. Ahami sarva yajnanam bhokta cha prabhu revacha natumam abhijananti tatvena taschavantite. Krishna is the real enjoyer of everything. If we don't recognize Krishna's supreme transcendental position, we fall down. So here it is. A liberated soul, however, sees the same flower and thinks, this flower is made possible by the energy of Krishna. Therefore, it belongs to Krishna and therefore it should be used in Krishna's service. Now, Radha Krishna are having this beautiful flower festival. Let those flowers come. Those plants have produced those flowers hoping that at least one of their flower will reach the lotus feet of Radha and Krishna. And Maharaj is making it possible. Those plants will become eternally happy. Those plants will get eternal benefit. And all the devotees who are contributing Lakshmi for that festival, they will get benefited because their money was used for the transcendental pleasure of Radha Gopinath in Vrindavan. So like that. That is the vision of a pure devotee. Now, towards the end of the purport, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Shri Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu of Srila Rupa Goswami, it is said that one who has engaged everything, please listen carefully, we are going to end with a question for all of you. One who has engaged everything, his vital energy, wealth, intelligence, and his words in the service of the Lord, or who desires to engage all these in the service of the Lord, no matter how he is situated, is to be considered a liberated soul. Satyadrik. What verse is this? 3 Hare Krishna mantras, you have time. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Shyamchandra Prabhu, if you get the right answer, all glories to you. If you get the wrong answer, then I will not give you 50 out of 50 in the next exam. This will count. Are you ready? You want to go for it? Okay, wait, let me. Okay, go.
I will try, Prabhu. I'm not sure. This is a verse that relates to Nirbandhe Krishna Sambandhe Yukta Vairagya Uchatam. Is that the one?
Hare Krishna. Your 50 out of 50 streak is in danger, but I'll give you more chance. That is Yukta Vairagya. Here, Prabhupada is saying such a person is considered liberated soul. Even while living, he is considered liberated soul. Iha yasya. Huh? Iha yasya harer dasya karmana manasa gira nikhilasho avasthasu jivan mukta sa uchyate. Remember that was the definition of a jivan mukta person. See, Prabhupada is saying word to word. His vital energy, wealth, intelligence, words in the service of the Lord. No matter how he's situated, he's considered liberated soul. Iha yasya harer dasya karmana manasa gira nikhilash avasthasu jivan mukta sa uchyate. That person is jivan mukta. Prabhuji 49 हो गया अभी next exam में. Shyamchandra Prabhu is the only one who gets full marks in every test.
I don't deserve it.
Hare Krishna. Oh, you of course deserve. I'm just teasing you. Hare Krishna. So thank you very much. So we'll stop here and we'll continue from verse number 14. Sorry, the progress is slow, but look at the amazing instructions that Bhagwan Kapil Dev is giving and how Srila Prabhupada is explaining. Are you noticing Srila Prabhupada is explaining each and every word of the verse in the purports? Very special. So that's why we are trying to assimilate it slowly. Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Any questions, comments, or corrections? If not, it is 9:32, so we'll stop. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram.